Hockey card fans, welcome back. Got another eBay haul. This time these are WHA cards. For those who remember the old World Hockey Association. Got a set of, can't remember if it's 12 cards, but we definitely have some interesting cards here. Frank Mahovlich, Toronto Toros. So Frank Mahovlich left the Montreal Canadiens in 1974 and played 4 years in the WHA. 2 of those years were in Toronto, the other 2 were in Birmingham, Alabama, when the Toronto Toros folded. So that's the first card on the list. Let's open her up and take a look at the others. Toronto Toros were owned by Carling Bassett of Carling O'Keefe Breweries. They had a lot of runs with Harold Ballard because they played in the same arena. They rented the Maple Leaf Gardens, and Ballard made their life miserable. So these are the 73-74 WHA cards. So this would actually have his stats in Montreal. So he bolted from the Canadiens after having 31 goals and 49 assists for 80 points. The emergence of Guy Lafleur and some other young guys made him expendable. But he had a pretty good season with Montreal. But he bolted to the WHA for more money. Jacques Plante, Edmonton Oilers. Although they might have been the Alberta Oilers then too. They got the same colored jerseys. Edmonton's actually a very old franchise. Jacques Plante obviously playing for another team. After leaving Montreal, after leaving the Montreal Canadiens, Jacques Plante played for the St. Louis Blues with Glenn Hall. Then went to the Toronto Maple Leafs and finally played with Boston, but then took a year off, and the WHA came calling, and he laced them up for one final season. So they have a 72-73 stats on the back, as opposed to 73-74. We got Ross Perkins, who I've never heard of. This is his rookie card. He played only 3 years in the WHA. So this would be the 74-75 set. Next up we got, again, the Oilers. Ron Buchanan. Another guy I never heard of. Ron Buchanan. Ron Buchanan played a total of 5 NHL games. Then spent 6 years in the WHA with Cleveland Crusaders and then the Edmonton Oilers. Next up we got Pat Stapleton. Chicago Cougars. This team didn't last long. He came from the Chicago Blackhawks as well. He played for the Bruins in his early days, but he most known for the Blackhawks. I believe he also played in the Summit Series as a defenseman. He spent his final years in the W. Next up, Chicago Cougars, Rosier Paymont. I've heard the name. This is probably the first time I've had a card. He played for the Flyers and Canucks before jumping to the W. Finished his career in '78. Dave Dryden, I already have this card. This is Ken Dryden's older brother, Dave. Played for Buffalo and Pittsburgh. And finished his career with the Edmonton Oilers in 79-80, one final year. Didn't play a lot. Mike Shaky Walton, Minnesota Fighting Saints. I already have this card. He's best known for playing for Vancouver, St. Louis, Boston, and Toronto. Was on the Toronto team when they won their last Stanley Cup. Robert Guindon, Quebec Nordiques, or Guindon. Another rookie card. He was drafted by the Detroit Red Wings in the second round pick, but never played for them, and never played in the NHL. Spent his entire career with the WHA. Next up, San Diego Mariners. It's too bad the NHL never went to San Diego. San Diego seems like they had a pretty good hockey club. Gene Picoche. Never played in the NHL. Spent his entire career with the WHA. But he also played for the Johnson Jets, which is the team that the Charleston Chiefs of Slapshot fame are most known for. Mark Tardif, Michigan Stags. He played for the Montreal Canadiens, won a Stanley Cup with them, then jumped to the WHA, simply because Montreal was overloaded with talent and his playing time was going to decrease. When he returned to the NHL, he stayed with the Quebec Nordiques and played another couple of years with them. And finally, Houston Aeros, Paul Popier. He had stops in Boston, Vancouver, Los Angeles, Detroit before jumping to the WHA. And then he actually played 10 games in 79-80 for the Edmonton Oilers. Houston Aeros, I wish they'd stayed around. They should have came into the NHL too. The NHL should seriously consider expanding to Houston. Or at least bringing a club, one of the struggling clubs, over to Houston. So there we go. Quite a few cards here. 12 cards. 2 of them I already have. But this set wasn't very big. There's only 66 cards in this set. And the biggest one is probably the Hows. Mark, Marty, and Gordy all together in one card. Other than that, it's a pretty short set. I never collected these as a kid. I was too young, 74, so 74, 75. I was just 3 years old when that came out, so I wouldn't really know. My brother would have collected NHL at the time, but I don't remember seeing these at home at all. But it's kind of cool to have. I found these on eBay, and hopefully we can collect more of this set. There's a lot of rookies, a lot of unknown guys. I just like the old jerseys and old names more than anything else. So anyone else who collects WHA or remembers these cards, let me know in the comment section. Until next time, this has been Hockey Night in Belmont.